Hello, beautiful you. Welcome back to another real talk about health. Welcome back on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're watching this. I honor you for being here, and I honor you for participating in raising the vibration within you that creates more health, because it will benefit all of us. And by shining your own light, you are shining it upon others to follow. So shine on. Okay. So what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to have a real talk about intuitive eating. Now, in my work as a health and mindset coach, and you know I'm a detox specialist as well, I've written 3 books, I come across a couple of topics that always circles back to me. One of them is self-sabotage, which I have a separate course that you can do online. The other one is cravings. And within both these realms, the topic comes up, intuitive eating, meaning aren't we supposed to eat what feels natural to us? Is it necessary to eat the same thing? What about having a body that will tell you what to eat and what's good for you? And maybe if you're craving something, your body needs something within that. If you crave, I don't know, potato chips, maybe you need some of those salts. What do you think? Is this intuitive eating? No. Is cravings the same as intuitive eating? No. And here's the thing. First of all, what's intuition? Do you think? What's really intuition? Intuition is the open, direct line between you and your innate wisdom, knowing. It's your connection with truth. That's intuition. Okay? Now, let's see what we are living. Because this ain't nirvana right now. This ain't the Garden of Eden. This ain't very pretty for a lot of you. Why are we seeking? Because we don't feel good. Because something's missing. It's our health on any given level. It's our peace missing. Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically, we are hurting. Now, in a perfect world, we would be connected with our intuition. In this world, we hardly know what it feels like. Why is this? Why are we not connected with our intuition? Because, and I have a couple of points, I want you to understand this. Here is an example. So if there is a child that has had an experience where it was hurt, say for example it was hurt by a person, the next time that child sees anything that resembles that person, it will trigger the fear, and they will most likely, unless they heal, fear that scenario for the rest of their life, on one level or another. So, does that mean that any person resembling that, it could be the color of the hat, it could be the coat, it could be the tone of the voice, it could be the physique of the person, it could be the smell. Does that mean that that type of person will always be dangerous to everyone? Anyone resembling? Of course not. And this is what happens in our life. We have a connection with all of our addictions, with everything we have lived. And what's the number one? Or I don't even want to rank them, but what's one of the main issues that is standing between you and being able to eat intuitively? Parasites and fungus, critters, viruses, heavy metals that they feed on. Why is that? Because they're sending you signals of what they want. And that's not aligned with what your body wants. So it has nothing to do with your intuition. It is purely a very low vibrational cry for survival. And the thing is this, the more acidic you are, the more constipated you are in general, the more mucus that is in your body. And if you don't know what all this is, you could just look at it this way. The more pain that you're in and you're not changing what you do, how you live, how you think, how you look at the world, if you don't change any of that, the more you are going to feed that which is making you sick. Parasites and fungus thrive on heavy metal and mucus and acidic waste. They live in the waste. They come in as cleaner. The fungus are cleaners. And yes, I'm talking about disharmony here. I'm talking about imbalance. I'm not saying you should clean out everything. You'd probably clean out yourself. We're not supposed to be disinfected on the inside. But this is an imbalance that is keeping you from connecting with yourself. Now, do you think that any animal, and yeah, I do like to compare us to animals, although it does seem that we have a completely different way of communicating and evolving, problem solving. But no other species, and there are several very evolved, very intellectual. It doesn't seem like they are ever confused about their diet in nature, in the wild. But come human and serve something to them that is artificially altered, added salt, fat, added, taken out of its context, they start adopting our illnesses and they get confused about what their diet is. Now, the parasite and the fungus, that's one thing. Then, what else do you have? You have your emotional attachments. If you are one that was abused when little, and it doesn't have to be physical abuse, it could be emotional abuse, and we don't even know what that is like. If you weren't given all of your needs met, or if all your needs weren't met. For example, what is that? You didn't feel loved. You didn't feel seen, appreciated, validated, valued, like you belonged. You could start using food as a comfort to feel better. So now, every time you don't feel great, you want something that is going to numb the feeling. And you know what? Bananas and apples and mangoes, they don't numb anything. And this is why we run to that which numbs, that which slows everything down, that which clutters your system, fogs up your brain, so you don't have to be clear, so you don't have to feel. Isn't that interesting? So you don't have to feel. So you don't have to get real. Then there is another thing, there is the self-sabotage. What does that mean? You might actually be craving or going towards that which is not good for you just because you don't really want to get healthy. Now, doesn't that sound crazy? I know it does, but it's the truth. There is a part of you that might be afraid to get healthy because of the consequence. What's going to happen? Maybe I will lose my disability. Maybe I won't have the same status in the group of other autoimmune people. Maybe I won't get the attention and the help that I have been given up until now. Or maybe I simply fear shining my light. Maybe I fear that people will look at me as being better than them if I walk into health. The reasons are as many as there are people. That could be holding you back. Now, where does intuition fit into that scenario? Then you have the traumas that happens to us. And sometimes an adult looks at a situation in a very different way than a child. And we've all had that childhood. We've all had the ups and downs. Doesn't have to be that much. It could be something in your life. It could be bullying at school. It could be feeling, on the outside of your family. Maybe you were the youngest of older siblings that were, kind of bullying you a little bit. Maybe you were the eldest and you had too much responsibility. Maybe we all have that. And it, again, leads to not being able to necessarily connect with our intuition. So you see, intuition is something that grows from being healthy. It's something that you connect with in the process of getting healthy. It's like you can't expect to be the best driver if you don't take lessons or practice driving. You can't expect to connect with your intuition and to have the best health if you don't recognize, allow, and realize that to get there, you need to make the changes from your mind. Just because the connection is not, you can't trust it. I sure couldn't trust mine. You won't believe all the crazy shit that I did. Even at my sickest. Even in despair from trying to get better, there was nothing wrong with my motive. There was just nothing right about my intuition, my connection with my own body. It was so cluttered with what I believed, with what I thought I knew, and with how I saw the world and my worth, and how I had reflected what I thought I was worth. I needed to step up and use common sense and guidance to the point where my body started to release all of that crap. Do you know that emotions attach to weak and damaged cells? They attach through peptides. So when you start releasing, you will release a lot of what you have been holding on to. When you start releasing and clearing out your parasitic overload, they will start to numb down and the voice in your head will quiet. When you start practicing meditation, yoga, or other exercises, walking in nature, when you start this path, when you commit, it's the same as saying, I'm going to love myself to the point where I connect with my intuition. I am going to realize that I'm addicted. If you crave bread, you're addicted. I craved Diet Coke. I craved cigarettes. I craved eggs. I craved cheese doodles. I swear it was not my intuition telling me that I needed any of it to be my best. So we need to get off of that bullshit crap talk that we're telling ourselves and realize that it's taken us nowhere. The only thing that's going to take you anywhere is to step up and start walking towards it. Yes, it can be hard to give up coffee. Why would it be hard if it wasn't because you were addicted? Addicted, I tell you. Is that ever a good thing? Of course not, because you are then driven by this force that comes from nothing that your inside and your connection with your body tells you. And this is why it's so detrimental for many of us who had walked the path of suppressing the immune system. On top of it, suppressing the symptoms by popping pills. Even after that, maybe looking for a solution that resembles the pill. How can I get rid of a symptom quickly? You might ask, what can I take for this? So I don't have to feel it, so I don't have to deal with it. Why is that? Because the world has told you that pain is bad, make it go away. Sadness is bad, make it go away. Struggling is bad. Not only make it go away, but don't tell anyone. It's not a good thing. Well, let me tell you, what's not a good thing is to not have a good life and to not be happy. And this is the time to speak up. This is the time to be authentic. This is the time we're just not going to take it anymore because it's not working for us, is it? Look around. It's not working for us. We're not connecting with intuition. We're connecting with fear. We're driven by fear most of the time. Driven by fear. Think about it. What good could ever come of it? And if there was one fear that I would take seriously, that I did take seriously in my life, it was the fear of not being around for my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. It was the fear of not seeing my children having a life with their mother in it. That was my fear. But then my path was driven by the eagerness and compassion and enthusiasm for life itself. For I realized it is a gift. This information is a gift. The information that you can change your life and diet, which is nothing but logical. If you step away from all of the brainwashing and the fear and the sabotage, think about it. Think about it. Why would we believe that nature made a mistake? Why would we even think? Who do we think we are? Thinking that nature, that we have anything on nature. What is that? Everything that we need grows here for us. And that is another video. I get enthusiastic about that part, and you know this. But I wanted to give you a short input on intuitive eating, what it is and what it isn't. In the perfect world, when you're healthy. I mean, when you're healthy, when you're not addicted, when you're healthy. And can you honestly say that you are? You know what? Even not having that many symptoms, is it really healthy? Is health simply the absence of symptoms? I ask myself, do we even know what health is? Well, I'm still exploring. I'm still evolving. I'm still walking that path because I have an interest in seeing what it feels like to be completely free, to choose and to experience and to have the energy that we were meant to have. It is natural to be happy. It is natural to be healthy. And it is natural to be able to take a stand, make a choice, go for something new, and not shy away from something being hard. If that isn't working, then look at addictions, sabotage, parasites, fungus, mold, heavy metals, emotional traumas, and do it anyway. Because you have the power. You have the power. None of that has the power. Only if you give yours away. You need to rise. We need to rise. Okay, so I hope that helped a little bit. If you want to know more about how we do this, become a member. Go to my website, InspiredByHilde.com. Click on membership. You can join up. It's $29 a month. Crazy amount of support. No, it's not a Facebook group, although we add you there. It's a whole platform of content, information, programs, mini courses, video courses. That's what it is. It's a supply of the how and the why and the when, so that you can do this instead of sitting around waiting for something within you that is going to take action for you, because it isn't. I tried it. I tried it for so many years. It takes you. It takes determination, yeah, and it takes your willingness, yeah. But do you want it? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to connect with your inner being? Do you want to connect with your fierce feminine and masculine? Do you want to connect with the joy for life? It's not just about the health. that you see. It's not about, oh, I'm fine, except my blood pressure is a little high. Oh, I'm good. Well, you have migraines. Oh, yeah, but it's not that often. We talk it down. Why? We're defending our health. Why? Because if we didn't, we might have to do something about it. Yeah, so let's get real. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video, and I wish you an amazing week wherever you are at. If you're in the tropics, drink a coconut water for me, please. If you're in the cold, start walking outside, taking off your shoes just for a couple of seconds in the snow. Cultivate the cold. Use whatever you have, wherever you're at, as long as you move forward and keep on going. Okay, I love you. Truly, I do. Honestly, bye.